Hi, I'm Pete from A Suit That Fits, and this is How to Dress for an Interview for Men. So in modern times, there's a number of different workplaces that anyone might be being interviewed for, some of which will have a very strict dress policy, some might not so. However, I would always suggest that if you're unsure, always dress more formally. Things like pocket squares and ties can be taken off to give yourself a little more of a casual appearance. However, if you turn up in t-shirt and shorts to an interview which requires a suit, you are more or less stuffed. There's not much that you can do about it from that point forward. So, but with that said, I would suggest obviously make sure that you've had a haircut near the time that you've gone in for an interview and that you're reasonably well groomed. You want to probably wear a two-piece suit. There's not much call these days for a three-piece suit. However, if you do want to distinguish yourself above other interview candidates, it might be a good idea. I would always recommend accessorizing in some way. So in this case, wearing a pocket square, because you do want to show that you do take the company and the role seriously, and also a touch of distinction between yourself and other candidates, giving them something to remember is not necessarily a bad thing. So I would also suggest wearing a timepiece. It suggests to your interviewer that time is important to you and that time management is something that you excel at. That might sound subtle, but it is an important distinction. A nice, well-cut two-piece suit is always going to be a good idea. Always err towards something slightly conservative. It's, again, can be a bit of a minefield trying to second-guess what the dress policy of a company is. So trying to keep things conservative is usually the best idea. You may want to jazz it up a little bit with your neckwear, so wearing something which is a little bit more bright in color. I would also suggest as well going with something like a plain shirt, a plain white or a plain blue, something that a pattern tie will fit well with so that you don't need to worry about trying to pattern match for your interview attire. Also very, very important is having a nice, well-kept pair of polished shoes. Again, if you're going to be wearing a navy or dark gray suit, I would always suggest in dark brown or black. Avoid tan shoes or anything like that which may stand out as being garish or not so well put together. Also, one last tip, if you're going to be carrying your mobile phone into an interview, please make sure that you remember to turn it off. Nothing can throw you off your stride during an interview like somebody calling you midway through. But other than that, yeah, just make sure that you're confident and well put together, and you should get the job. So that is how to dress for an interview for men.